Hello, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter here again with another idea for creativity. This time around the hot topic of face masks. I've chosen to work with a very simple folded and stitched design, and here's me modelling it. Not entirely sure model is the correct word. Anyway, it's just one piece of fabric, a few folds and a couple of stitch lines. I hope you enjoy it and will give it a go yourself. Okay, let's dig in. This face mask starts with just one piece of fabric, a rectangle. On screen I'm going to put some suggested dimensions for various different sizes. Try them out, find one that works for you. I used a medium and I've got a big fat head, so large maybe would have been a looser fit, but I felt confident with the fit of the medium. You're also going to need two 17cm lengths of flat elastic, some pins or grips. I've used fabric glue, but you could get away with sewing it in that step, and you will need something to mark and measure with. The marking and measuring only happens once, you'll be pleased to know, and it's 1 centimetre or 3/8 of an inch, and you're marking that in from the short ends of the fabric. These sections are then going to get folded over and secured in place. Now you'll see me using a fabric glue stick. You can use one of these if you wish. You can use Bonder web like the heat fusible hemming, or you can stitch this, but bear in mind these edges are going to be against the bridge of your nose, so do you want those stitches rubbing against the bridge of your nose? That was the question I asked. That's why I settled on this method. Next I'm going to fold over and make those neatened edges meet, and then press the fold in the middle of the fabric. Open out and turn right side up, and then fold those new edges to meet in the middle of the fabric where I pressed the fold line. Next up, turning it right sides facing down, I'm then going to take those two new folds and bring them into the center of the fabric and press again. Next, taking the neatened edges and bringing them into the center to meet up where everything else is meeting up. It's like a big old meetup. Okay, now opening everything out again, turning it right sides facing up, and you'll notice that you basically have two symmetrical halves, each with 3 folds on them. I'm basically going to take the two outer folds of each half and make them meet in the middle. Basically it's the two mountain folds into the valley fold and then press. I'll secure that in place. I'm using clips, you can use pins, entirely up to you. And then I'm repeating the same process on the other half of that piece of fabric. Again, securing these in place. And just giving those folds one last press. Next up, the elastic. There's going to be one piece for each side, and they will fit against the raw edges of the fabric. Now I tend to pin from the fabric out. Most other people tend to pin from the outside of the fabric in, so that they can remove their pins as sewing. I've just got into some very bad habits over time. If you are batch making these, it is possible to use a fabric glue to stick the elastic in place. Makes it easier to sew, but just make sure the glue is inside of the seam allowance, which is going to be 1/4 of an inch up that raw edge. Or sorry, in from the raw edge. You'll see as I sew. Then I'm folding over so that everything meets up, and I'm going to stitch 2 lines, one down each side, about 1/4 of an inch in. Then take your pins out, if you've used pins, and turn the whole thing right sides out. If you have a seam presser or a bone folder, you can use these to help flatten those seams. Otherwise you can use the edge of your ruler, doesn't matter, it does the same job. And then just to make sure everything sets in place, just one last press. And that in effect is our mask created. Now there is an open edge, but that will be held in place by the tension of the mask being on your face. If you would like, you could secure up the 2 areas at the top where the seams meet, but otherwise that's this done. And you can make it from all sorts of different patterns and styles, so you've got a different style for every day of the week. That's it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And for more from me in the future, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.